Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about Bionano Genomics BNGO stock. We will start by discussing the various BNGO stock price targets and Bionano Genomics stock price predictions in this video, while also looking into their current financials, their total addressable market, their technology, and how much I personally think Bionano Genomics stock will be worth at the end of 12 months. The data provided will be by stock analysts and financial reporters. Also, the sources are always linked down below. Go and press the like button right now for more BNGO stock news updates. Comment your BNGO stock price predictions. Turn on subscription notifications if you are new. And now let's make you some free money with Webull. Webull is a free brokerage app where you can buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptocurrencies. But right now, you can get 2 free stocks with Webull. You can get the first free stock, which can be worth anywhere from $2 to $250 for just creating an account. And you can get a second free stock, which can be worth up to $1,600 if you invest $100 or more on your first deposit. You will have a 1 in 100 chance of getting stocks like Facebook, Starbucks, or Snapchat, and you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting stocks like Google or Procter & Gamble. To get this offer, just press on the link in my description box down below, but do it quickly because this offer will not last forever. And without further ado, let's get into today's stories. In our last Bionano Genomics video, we talked about a BTIG analyst who recently started to cover BNGO stock. The coverage was very bullish overall, and the analyst's price target was $10 in the next 12 months. Now, as a reminder, analysts normally have very conservative price predictions, but even with that being said, we still have plenty of upside to be made here. In my opinion, the best price to get in the stock at was when I initially called it out back when it was a penny stock, but an average price, or a good average price right now, would be between $5 and $6, which provides low enough risk for someone to hold through the next 12 months. BNGO works in the field of cytogenetics, and the National Human Genome Research Institute describes cytogenetics as the branch of genetics that studies the structure of DNA within the cell nucleus. In layman's terms, it's basically just the process or act of looking through a microscope at genetic materials. And the terms that will be thrown around here and there will be karyotyping, microarray, and an acronym FISH, F-I-S-H, which we will talk about right now. We'll start with karyotyping. Karyotyping is a way we can determine if someone has 46 chromosomes or not. For example, if a person does have extra chromosomes, that person likely has Down syndrome. On the other hand, we have microarrays, which are slides for the microscope that have thousands of tiny dots on them, which each line up and represent a known DNA sequence or gene when looking at the genetic material. Lastly, we have the acronym FISH, which the National Human Genome Research Institute defines as a technique for detecting and locating a specific DNA sequence on a chromosome. Bionano Genomics Saphyr system will replace many of the traditional cytogenetic tools, which will be a great revenue booster for BNGO as more hospitals and laboratories are exposed to the revolutionary technology. You might already know that Bionano Genomics is sitting on a load of cash with $362 million against only $14.9 million of debt for a net positive cash position of $347 million. The only real reason or real problem that Bionano Genomics has is low revenue generation, coming in at only $3.2 million this quarter. But again, their future revenue is anticipated to ramp up as adoption of their Saphyr system increases. But overall, the company has an over $3 billion addressable market, which means some of this hype is already priced into the stock price. That is going to hurt overall growth, but it really doesn't matter because their Saphyr system is so revolutionary that Bionano Genomics is anticipated and projected to get a huge chunk of that $3 billion market. Bionano also has steep competition coming from Pacific Biosciences of California, Oxford Nanopore Technologies, 10x Genomics, Genomic Vision, and Dovetail Genomics. To give you perspective, Pacific Biosciences generates about 9 times more revenue than BNGO, and they are also backed by SoftBank Group. Even if Bionano Genomics sells 150 machines, it's not even going to be able to scratch the surface of what Pack B is selling and generating in revenue. So if you already own Bionano Genomics under $7, feel free to look into Pacific Bio or 10x Genomics or Oxford Nanopore Technologies, because having a diverse portfolio of even competitors can be very advantageous and it lowers risk at the same time. Now, if you want growth of the entire genomics sector, feel free to look into the ARKG ETF, which also has PacBio and it has 10x Genomics and a couple other ones, but it doesn't have Bionano Genomics yet. Bionano Genomics Saphyr system gives them about $150,000 of revenue after they sell one, but BNGO also has two other ways to generate revenue. The first way is by selling reagents for making tests, which are also known as their consumables, and the second way is through selling their services by performing tests, which generate them around $1,000 per test. Right now, the Saphyr system does not have FDA approval that allows the technology to be used in its full revenue-making potential. At this time, their Saphyr system can only be used for research purposes, which lowers Bionano Genomics' total addressable market to only $700 million to $1 billion, putting the main price target or price prediction for BNGO stock about $11, $11 to $14 to be exact. But upon approval, it will open Bionano Genomics up to the $3 billion market we talked about earlier. FDA approval will be great for Bionano Genomics because their system is already faster, more accurate, and less costly than their main competitors' technology. So medical institutions are going to buy this up like crazy. Some people think that Bionano Genomics burning cash is a big problem, but I do not see it that way. Put it this way, they spent about $9.5 million on selling and administrative costs and $2.67 million on research during the quarter. And I actually don't think that's a lot at all, especially because of how much cash they have on their balance sheet, which we talked about earlier. However, let's go back to the stock price. The stock price is very, very high right now compared to what the company is actually worth, because you're paying about 160 times revenues for that stock price. So that's not the best. And even the most optimistic analyst projects revenues of $36 million for 2022, and that's still going to be a huge markup on the stock price. However, if you think that you can hold this stock for a long period of time, for example, if you got in while the stock was a penny stock, or if you have it below $5, it's really going to be in your benefit just to hold this long term to see what it turns into. In the future, I also think the stock will spike and come back down to earth here and there. For instance, more studies will be released on how great their technology and their Saphyr system is. On top of, they are projected to increase their revenue very rapidly, about 162%. So these catalysts are definitely going to cause the stock price to rise and fall. So my personal price target is about $15 for Bionano Genomics. A lot of analysts have anywhere from $7 all the way to $14, but what do you all think? Remember to comment your thoughts down below. Subscribe if you are new, hit the like button right now, and I will see all of you in the next YT video.